Hi everyone, this is going to be a little tutorial for a very quick and easy project. It's this cute velvet water bottle holder. It's very beginner friendly and usually only takes me about an hour, hour and a half. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So what you're gonna need is your yarn, of course. I use Bernat Baby Velvet because this kind of yarn, once you start using it, it's really like stretchy opposed to like an acrylic yarn. So this works really well. You're gonna need a crochet hook. I think this one is either 4.5 or 5 millimeters. I would always go for something a little bit bigger than what you would typically use for this, because that will also give it the effect of like being able to stretch to whatever size water bottle you have. And then some sort of stitch marker. I lost mine, so I'm going to be using a bobby pin. So to start out, you're gonna start with your magic ring. I always do mine like this. And then you're gonna do 6 single crochet inside your magic ring. So once you've got your magic ring set up, go ahead and pull it tight. Like so. So for your first round, into each of those single crochets that you made, you're going to do an increase in each, so that'll end you up with 12 stitches. So you should end up with something like this. And what I like about this tutorial is it's good for beginners because it doesn't have to be perfect, because what we're making right here is the bottom of the water bottle holder. So it really doesn't have to be perfect. It's not going to be seen. So as long as it is increasing in size to roughly the size of the bottom of your water bottle, it's going to be fine. So it doesn't have to be perfect. So for your next row, you're going to do 1 single crochet and then 1 increase. 1 single crochet, 1 increase, 1 single crochet, 1 increase, all around. You're gonna have 12 stitches total before you start. So if you don't feel like counting, you can use your stitch marker. That is what I'm gonna do. Bobby pin is a great way to track your stitches. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Start with 1 single crochet and then 1 increase, and then just repeat that all around. So once you've reached your stitch marker, go ahead and take it out. And then for the next row, we're going to do 2 single crochet and then 1 increase. 2 single crochet, 1 increase, all around. So same thing, go ahead and put your stitch marker in. And like I said, this doesn't have to be perfect. That's why I always tell people it's good for beginners, because you don't need to be 1000% accurate for it to still come out right. So we're gonna do 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then an increase. And this is going to be the same pattern that we follow. So now we're gonna do another single crochet, and then another single crochet, and then an increase. Okay, so now we have reached back to our stitch marker. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that out again. And then we're gonna add another single crochet to our pattern. So it's gonna be 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then an increase. So we're gonna do 3 single crochets and then an increase all the way around. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick after I put my stitch marker on. Alright, so here we are again. So for the next one, you're just gonna add another single crochet. So you're gonna do 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then an increase. So you're doing 4 single crochets along these, and then your increase all around, same thing. And you're going to repeat this process of adding one more single crochet to your pattern until this circle becomes the size of the bottom of your water bottle. All right, so I just finished the row of 4 single crochet and 1 increase, and it's still not quite big enough, so I'm going to do another row. This time I'm going to do 5 single crochets and then an increase all the way around. So I'm just putting my stitch marker back on, and then I'm going to get started on that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then an increase, and then same thing all around. Okay, here we are, and if you end up reaching your stitch marker and you're in the middle of, like, you've done maybe 2 single crochets, but you're supposed to have 5 before you do an increase and you end up at the end, it's no big deal, it's fine if it gets a little bit off. So once the bottom ring gets to just about the size of the bottom of your water bottle, that's when you know it's good. So we're going to take this stitch marker off. Now we're going to get started on this outside part. If you're familiar with how to make a granny square, if you look closely, you can see that's pretty much what we're going to be doing here. So how we're going to get started with it is you're going to chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to want to skip 3 stitches, so 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to put 3 double crochets into here. So we're going to yarn over, let me count again, 1, 2, 3, right over here, pull through 2, and then pull through the last 2. So we're going to do that 3 times into this the 3rd stitch. And then 3. And then what we're going to do next is the same thing. We're going to skip 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to do 3 double crochets into here. 1, 2, and then 3. And then same thing again. We're going to skip 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to come over here and do 3 double crochets. And you can see it's already kind of starting to stand up like this. But we're actually going to try to keep it inside out, because this side is the not good side. So we want this side showing on the bottom. So we're going to do the same thing again, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to be over here. Again, this does not have to be perfect. That's the beauty of this velvet yarn, is that it can kind of cover up if you make any mistakes or have any imperfections. And then 3. We're going to do this all around. 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3. And then I'm going to come back once I make it back over to where we started over here. All right, so as you can see, I've made it all the way around with that first row of the 3 double crochets. So once we get back to where we started, we're just going to keep doing the exact same thing, except we're just going to go straight into these holes that we've made between. So I'm just going to keep doing 3 double crochets, but we're just going to go straight into here. So I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3. And then same thing for this next empty spot. 1, 2, and 3, and we're just going to keep doing this all the way around until we reach the top. And the more you do it, you'll see it starting to stack already. It's going to turn out just like this. If you look closely, you can see these are all 3 double crochets, and then the spaces between is what we're working into. So you can do this to your desired length. I usually like to, get about here and make sure my water bottle fits. As long as you stopped making this when it reached about the size of the bottom of your water bottle, it should be all good. And like I said, this yarn is super stretchy and able to kind of fit to what you're putting into it. So you can use multiple different kinds of water bottles, but okay, I'm gonna do a little bit more of this. I'll show you guys once it gets a little bit bigger. So we're gonna keep working into these spaces. And this is one of those projects that you can kind of multitask while you're working, because it's not very tedious about where the stitches have to go. You've got all this space right here, so it's a pretty easy one. And then once you get back to where you started, this first time there will be a little bit of a smaller space than normal. You're just going to do the same thing. You're going to do 3 double crochets inside of there. And you'll see that the more that you work on this, it will even out and you won't even be able to tell where you started. Kind of like, if you look here, they're all very even, but we actually started right here. You can see the little where we chained 3, but you can't tell as you go up. It becomes very even with time. So like I said, you're going to do the same thing, just 3 double crochets into each of your empty spaces, and just keep repeating that, and you'll end up with your water bottle holder. And I'll show you guys how to make the very top of it and the strap once I'm done. So I will be back. Just checking in here. I'm a little bit less than halfway done. So as you can see, it's become a lot straighter. And what I like to do is, like I said, just as I'm going, test it out and make sure it fits my water bottle well. And it does. So I've got a little bit more of a ways to go, but it definitely goes by very quickly. It's a very easy project that you can do while you watch TV or do something else. So yeah, I'll come check in when I'm almost done. All right, so here we are now, and I'm going to get my water bottle. And as you can see, it's not quite as long as my water bottle yet, but you'll see that once you actually put the bottle in, it'll stretch quite a bit. Let me just put this on real quick. See, so once you've reached like nearly the top, you can go ahead and stop. And what we're gonna do now is kind of change up the pattern just a little bit. So what we're gonna do is, like, after we finished 3 double crochets right here, we're gonna go to the next loop and you're gonna do a half double crochet. So we're gonna yarn over, go through here, and then pull through all 3 loops. We're gonna do that 3 times. This kind of makes a shorter one of this, and then we're gonna go ahead and go into the next loop and then do a single crochet. And this will start to make it flat, kind of flush with this top row of the last row we just did. And what you're gonna do is just single crochet around as many times to get the thickness of the border that you'd like. It's gonna create this effect at the top that gives you a sort of border, as you can see there, and I'll show you on this one as well. Right here, I believe I did 3 rows, so just 3 full rows of single crochet. You can use your stitch marker if you'd like. I'm not going to. I'm just going to go around until I think it's good, and then I will come back. I am going to show a little bit of this because sometimes it's a little bit tough is kind of similar to the rest of this whole project. It does not have to be perfect. You kind of just want to feel for where there is a loop you can get through and just single crochet around, because sometimes the top of these double crochets are like kind of funky. But like I said, it does not have to be perfect by any means. Just kind of single crochet where you can get your hook in. And yeah. All right, so I did finish the rows. So now we're gonna make the strap that goes along the side of the water bottle holder. So what you're going to do for this one is you're going to just do single crochet chains. So we'll just chain and chain and chain until it gets to the desired length. I usually like to do mine so that it fits like a crossbody length, but if you wanted to make it shorter, you could. Or I've even seen some people not even make the strap and just use this as a water bottle cover, which is super cute too. But this one is being sold on my Etsy shop, and those ones do come with straps, so I'm gonna go ahead and make this. And then once I'm done chaining, I will come back. All right, so I've got the strap about crossbody length, and what we're gonna do is lay our project down flat so that it is nearly folded in half. And then once we hit this other corner, that's the other like half, I guess you could call it, you're just gonna go through one of those single crochets that you made and then create a slip stitch. So you're gonna just yarn over and pull through both loops. And then we're gonna flip that project over. And then what we're gonna do next is just do a double crochet into all of these single crochets. And then I will come back once we get back down here, but I'll show you guys just a couple times how to do it. But before we do the double crochets, we're gonna do another single crochet just into the next single crochet that's on our project. So I'm gonna do one single crochet. It's gonna help it connect a little bit easier. And then you're gonna start working into your strap. So I'm gonna do a double crochet. It is a little bit tough to work into a single crochet, so this part does take a little bit longer, but it's worth it in the end because you're gonna have that thicker strap. So I'm just gonna do double crochets all the way down, making sure to pull your loops tight. So yeah, you're just gonna continue this all the way down. As you can see, it's starting to make that like thicker strap, and I will return once I'm done. So once you have reached the end and double crocheted all the way to make this a little bit thicker, you're once again gonna fold this in half and make sure that this is somewhat lined up. And you're gonna take this and go about 2 loops from your chain right here, and you're going to want to attach it by creating a slip stitch, and that's going to attach these together. And then what I also like to do is fold the strap in half with this, and then just kind of stick your hook through. It doesn't have to be perfect or in a specific spot, and then just slip stitch again. This is just going to help it be a little bit more secure, and then do that again right next to there. Do it one more time right here. Perfect. Pull that tight. To add a little bit of more security over here, I like to do another row of single crochet right here so that I end up back here, so I can kind of single crochet right here and right here to connect it and make it a little bit more strong. So that's what I'm going to do here. Your hook is going to be kind of in an awkward spot, so I just single crochet into the next loop over here. That's going to also give it a really firm connection right there. So then I'm just going to single crochet all the way down until I hit the other strap. This won't take me long. So I'm about to reach right over here. I'm just going to do a single crochet right into this last loop. And then once I get right to here, I'm just going to stick my hook like kind of right over here onto the side. Just anywhere, it doesn't really have to be perfect, like I said. And that's once again going to give it a little bit more stabilization. And then there's like an opening right here. I'm gonna stick my hook through there too. And then do another single crochet. And then one last one back into the base of our water bottle holder. So right here. And yeah, that's gonna be pretty much the end of it. I'm going to single crochet and then fasten off. All right, so I just did a single crochet. I'm just going to cut my yarn and then just pull this tight. And then there you have it. You are pretty much all set. I can show you here how it turned out. So it's super cute. It definitely is compatible with multiple different size water bottles because of how stretchy this yarn is. It can pretty much mold to any size water bottle. And then this is the last step that I do. It's completely optional. You can weave these ends in if you'd like. But what I really like about this velvet yarn is that you can just melt it so that it for sure will not come undone. So I'll take a lighter and then kind of squish it down. And I'll melt it a little bit more just to make sure it stays. Push it down. And then you don't have to worry about your ends coming out. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and leave a comment if you have any questions or would like the written pattern of this.